Okay, now we're a couple days later, and the old Nitro has had mass destruction go on. I finally got that casting platform out of the back of here so I could see the floors, and it was quite the job to get this out of here. They fiberglassed it to the hull, which is what they should have done. You can see the old woven roving in there. It's typical of these older boats, how they build them. Plywood and woven roving. Not much 1708, but it was a good job. It was hell to get it out of there. And I'll tell you, I tried all kinds of tools. I tried my cordless saw with the big fat blades, coarse thread. I tried the long blades with the fine thread. I had backup blades, more blades, all kinds of everything I could do. I don't need up here. And so it was a lot of hammering, sawing. So sawing's not really the trick, because I sawed a hole through the side of the boat right here, because this comes down, then it turns in, and then it's rounded down. So there's no straight area to cut. I mean, the saw helped a little bit, but it wasn't. And then I used a air hammer right there. Now that worked pretty good, and I have some bits for that. Go around over here, and I use this one along underneath the edge over there. Of course, then when you get here, you have this structure here, so you can't get behind it from there. But over there on each side, I was able to get this up under it and start breaking it loose. And then I got my ball joint tool for the hammer and started wedging that down from the top, and seeing that was helping break it loose. So that was starting to work. And then I broke into my tire tools and wedges. I had this about 50 years and used to work in a shop and change tires and stuff and slide them down in there. And I had a spoon one and a flat one. But anyway, this worked pretty good with the big hammer and wedging it down in here all the way down and get enough of them in there. So eventually that, the Wonder Bar, the big hammer, a little hand sledge. Now there's my tire tool one. I used to use that for tires and stuff in the old days, many years ago. Anyway, so hammers, chisels, air hammer prise, finally got it all broke loose. And the same with back here. It was fiberglassed in. Did a good job. It pulled the fiberglass right off of the woven. So it was in there good. I probably will put it back when I'm done. It's awful big and heavy, but it's really strong. You can get up on it and throw the cast net off of it. And down here, we like to throw cast nets to catch whitebait. I don't know if I'll leave it as big as it is. I could cut it down, but it's a good piece. I'll probably put it right back on when I get done here. So next was, how am I going to cut this floor? So I needed to cut it all the way around where I'm going to cut it out. I took over here, around over here. Then I'll have to get around here and cut around my rigging tube. Get that cut loose. And for that, this tool is fantastic. You've seen these oscillating tools, and you can get a million different kinds of blades for them. And it's the only thing that will get right down next to it, running it along like that, and just going down the sides all the way around in here, around this knee brace here, around here, and then on across over through there. So I've got this back part cut loose from the hole. My next deal is to start slicing acrossways and see how I can get this floor out. There's a bulkhead. So there's a bulkhead running across about here. So I'm gonna have to get on the other side of that so I can pry it up. I'm sure this floor is glued fiberglass down to the stringers and the bulkheads across here. I really want to see what's under here. I mean, the whole reason this thing's happening is because this boat sets too low in the water. And, you know, that's either, there's three things could be. It could be bad design. I don't know. It's well built, but I don't know. Could have waterlog in the foam. I don't know if there's foam in there. There might be. Could have water all in there and carrying that weight of the water and being too heavy that way. I kind of doubt, because when you have water in the under the floor and in the foam, when you jack it up and let it set, the water will keep seeping down and ending up in your bilge. Because I got this jacked up pretty good in the front, so any water that's up there could come down. And I haven't seen any. It's dry as a bone down there. So I'm kind of thinking it's not because water is up there. I don't know how water gets under a floor. Anyway, I mean, the rigging tubes are sealed at the floor really nice right here. And the one up there and the one up there. And so they're sealed pretty good. So I don't know how water gets under the floor. And I don't know what the thought is on that. I mean, why have anywhere where water can get under the floor? Why not just have a bilge area, water that lands in the boat on the floor can run back here to be pumped out? I mean, you have to have some pumps. You got a pump for the bilge pump. You got a pump for the live well. So you got pumps back here, you got an area back here, so okay, have a compartment here. It's going to get wet, your pumps are going to be there. The water that, if it rains while you're fishing, or you're getting in and out of the boat wet, or you're just wanting to wash the deck down, it can all run back here, get pumped out or drained out when you pull the plugs. But I don't see any reason for water to be from there forward. I don't know. When I redo this, I may just make sure there's nowhere the water can get under there. And, you know, the third reason, got off subject there a little bit. The third reason is because you could have too much weight back here, which it doesn't seem likely either, because as I discussed earlier, the previous owner changed. He repowered with a 4-stroke, but he went with a smaller 4-stroke and stayed within the weight range of the original motor. You know, so that was a smart move. He put a 90 on. It's rated for 150, and he put a 94-stroke on, so that's great. And as I look back here, now these are original. These are the original straps for batteries. So there was going to be a battery, was going to be there. There's more straps here. Now, those are original from the factory. There's straps here for maybe a battery. And, you know, you can see where there was some here and here, here and here. And there's some holes there and there. So it looks like that originally it came with a trolling motor. And they could have had trolling motor batteries back here too. So you could have had, I mean, in the original, I try to figure this out logically. In the original design, it was made to have a trolling motor, has a pad up on front for the trolling motor to bolt on, and then has wires ran from the front up there and comes out back here. So extra good sized wires. So you could have powered the trolling motor from here, had all the batteries back here. So that could have been, you know, 3 good sized batteries back here. But when I seen the problem it had, so the trolling motor batteries are moved up there in the bow. This is still like I brought it in, washed it out. Didn't know if I was gonna go fishing again or not. Decided to tear into it. But in that compartment is the trolling motor batteries. So that weight is up here. Gas tank is in the middle in this console, and a little live well. So that's all in the original design, and that weight is up. So the only thing that was back here was one battery, that battery there. So that was the only thing back here. There was a cooler here. I left it empty. You know, so there's definitely not too much weight in the back of the boat. So why is it set low? I don't know. But you can see here is the water line when I was normally out fishing. And here's the scuppers down here. So it was that much above, there to there, about 4 inches. The water line was that much above the scuppers, which means water just comes in the boat all the time instead of going out, fills up the bilge. The bilge pump has to run all the time. And not how it was supposed to be. So like I said, if you come across the boat and the scuppers are underwater, just walk on, because it's a lot of work to fix it. And I thought about just selling it. I don't like it. But then I was fishing out of the boat, and it handled the waves really good, and it's, you know, had the right size of the live well, had a lot of good equipment on it with the power poles and a new T-top, and I thought, you know, I'll just see if I can fix it. But I'm one of them guys that likes to work on stuff, so I should have just sold it, but made a project out of it instead. And I don't know how much this tunnel's got to do with it. And see, it's called the tunnel boat. And you can see that tunnel goes way up through there. I measured that. It's about 8 foot of tunnel, about 6 inches deep. And, you know, I looked that up. That is some displacement lost by having a tunnel. So that has it set in the water. But you think they would have thought that out when they made the boat. You know, this boat was made by Kenner. Even the VIN number starts out with a KEN. Then it got bought by Tracker, got turned into a Nitro, and yeah, I don't know if maybe changing hands, they changed designs. Not sure how it ended up this way, but it did. And I'm going to make an attempt to fix it. I said I'm going to get on today. It's been a couple days work, and I know everybody likes to put a camera on a tripod and show them running around fast time, but I think I'll just tell you what I'm doing, and the videos won't be as long, and I'll just show you what I'm doing every few days. And like I said, today I'm going to cut across through here, try to cut all this floor out here, get down to see the hull, stringers, see if there's any rotten wood. Haven't found any rotten wood yet. Rip that up, figure out where I want to cut the boat. I'm going to cut it like along through here in half. Just cut this end off, extend it out a couple feet. I think I was doing some calculations, and 2 feet down width here this way, and 8, 10 inches, 12 inches, whatever it sets in the water, would give me 600 pounds of buoyancy, or about. And so 600 pounds of buoyancy in order to bring these scuppers up above the water. So we'll find out, won't we? I'll do a whole lot of work and then finally take it and put it in the water and say, okay, did I make my problem better or worse? But that's where I'm at. Thought I'd do a video today before I get started. And me and my new best friend here, that oscillating tool. Next will be the circular saw, run straight across. And then I'm sure I'll have to get crowbars and pry this wood off of the beams. Stringers, if you want to call them that. Bulkheads. I'm sure they're glued down, so I'll be cutting several cuts and prying and banging. But that's where I'm at in the old Nitro. So I'll give you an update in a day or so. We'll see what happens.